Hello, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Really have to go through this really fast. I actually have a lot of things to do for school, so I'm bringing you guys one of my Hieratic decks. This is actually one of two of my Hieratic decks. One of them is actually nowhere near where I want it to be, and this one is kind of where I want it to be, but not quite where I want it to be, but it's close enough to me to want to show you, I guess. Awkward silence. Okay, continuing. Hieratics still OTKs very easily, very nicely. This one plays a little bit more unorthodox things, I guess. I know, unorthodox to people that do not know some of these cards or have ever thought about playing these certain cards in this deck and all that stuff. Like, for example, you don't see us messing around with Constellar Pleiades. I feel like, I feel mentally disabled. Not to say that's funny, I'm just saying, I'm stuttering like nasty. Constellar, I'm never going to know how to say this name, so I don't really care. So yeah, all that stuff. So how's the deck been doing? Out of 27 plus duels, I've only lost twice. One of them was to Chainburn, which is self-explanatory, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, because it was a single duel, and there's really nothing that I could do. Yes, you can say that, oh, you have a lot of back row destruction in your deck. Yo, you should have a good matchup. No, person who sounds odd. Heavy Storm and Sue do nothing. Heavy Storm and Sue, at best, maybe will hit a Magic Cylinder if I'm lucky, a Dimension Wall if I'm lucky, Accumulated Fortune if I'm lucky, an Accumulated Fortune that they cannot build up to. Asterisk. So that's probably the best thing that'll hit. Everything else, it will just get chained. Unfortunately. And yes, I can still special summon a normal monster if I do happen to use Sue's effect to pop a back row, because I will be tributing a Hieratic monster. But the fact of the matter is, even if I get to special summon that normal monster, it doesn't matter, because there's none rank 6 XYZ monster that I could actually bring out that would be extremely influential. So, useless majority of the time. Night Beams! You could also debate that. That is amazing. But really, it wasn't. Because there was a lot of times where I went, Night Beam, target that card, then they activated another card, chaining to my Night Beam. Then they activated the card that I was targeting with my Night Beam to the card that they just activated. And then, essentially what had happened was they just ruined my Night Beam. And turned it into an MST. Terrible. Terrible. And then as for actual MSTs, End phase MST is all I did with it, and hitting newly set cards. That was basically it. And then my other loss was up against Heroes. It was also in a single duel as well. And what had happened was he double super poly'd me. He went Miracle Fusion, and then he went Honest for Game. It was fantastic. Feel my excitement. So, and that's really all there is to say about that. So, it did win actually quite a big amount of duels, so don't count it out yet. Especially since some of the ones the only losses this deck has ever experienced, actually, has been in single duels. So, take that into consideration. So now, onto the main deck itself. 1 Watt-tail Dragon and Luster Dragon number 2, that's your normal monsters. That's the monsters that you actually get with your Hieratic monsters. And the fact that the level 6 works with a bunch of things in the deck, and it works really well. I don't like Curse of Dragon and the whole level 5 stuff. The fact that I already play Nebthit and Esset and Trag's Manipulation, I already have access to the whole level 5, rank 5 stuff. And I actually go into it quite often and quite easily. And it's the fact that I go into it quite easily, actually, is the reason why I don't need Curse of Dragon and all those other level 5 dragon monsters. And then Hieratic Seal of the Sun Dragon Overlord. The reason why I don't play this, and I could actually go on for days, but the main reason that I want to really portray here about this card is I don't like it. I've never liked it. I've never really catered my deck ever towards it. I've never really been in a position where, oh damn, I wish I had a Heliopolis. Like, no, that has never happened. So, I don't know. Hate it, will never play it. I play 1 Red Eyes. You're only allowed 1 Red Eyes, and there's not much you can do about that, but whenever you have it, whether you bring it out from Adam, or you draw it yourself, or something like that, it always does a fantastic job in many situations. I run double Trag. Trag is amazing. They attack into you. You drop it. you laugh at them because it's always freaking big. Awesome. Trag is always awesome. I remember in some of my duels, some people took 2 to 3 cards just to get over Trag. There was one duel where the only monster that ever hit my field was Trag. I never summoned another monster, and he took continuous turns of just getting beat down with Trag, and like until the point where he ended up losing. It was insane. So Trag is definitely up there. But the main reason why I play him is his, like, it's his level manipulation. It's the fact that I can make him a level 5 at any given moment and then potentially create a rank 5. Or I can make him a level 6 and potentially go for a rank 6. Or I can leave him the way he is, overlay onto a Trag. Oh, I'm getting tired. Or overlay onto a Red Eyes, and then make a Gustav Max. Which is just ridiculous. So I love Trag. He's probably not going to be in all of my decks, but he is just freaking amazing here. Okay, I'm tired. Okay, we're going to slow this down a bit. I'm also starting to stutter because I'm like getting tired. Gores, the Emissary of Darkness. I don't like run any traps, so it's never really hindered at all to be special summoned. He's always live. I don't really run back row. The only thing I really set in the deck is like a Book of Moon, but I always end up using it anyways, like almost immediately. So that's a thing. So Gores is always pretty much live, and every time you drop him, he stops OTKs and all that stuff. And yeah, whenever you drop him, you're usually able to make a counter push. Alright, let's speed this up again. Triple Sue. I'm not really going to go into detail there. It's pretty self-explanatory. Same with Triple Tefnuit. But I will say about Tefnuit is that he did actually bait out a billion things for me. So he's awesome. I run Double Depth It. He's another special summonable Hieratic monster. And if anything, I can actually use his effect to tribute another Hieratic monster, except this card from my hand or side of my field to target one monster my opponent controls and destroy that target, and the fact that it's also tributing a Hieratic monster by doing that will get me a normal monster as well. I don't know, Nebthit's just pretty awesome, and if anything, I'll be able to use them in conjunction with Sue's effect, so I'll always get something with Nebthit. Triple Esset, that's your normal summonable Hieratic monster, pretty self-explanatory there. Triple Card-Cardi, you do not always need to special summon. Like, for example, when you want to use a Pot of Duality, since special summoning is already locked, you might as well use the Card-Cardi. Card-Cardi is more likely to go off because Veilers aren't really being mained. If people do main them, it's in 2s. If people do play them, period, it's in 2s. Some people have, like, I've seen them play double Maxi in the main and one Veiler in the side. So, you know, majority of the time, you will get Card-Cardi off. So Card-Cardi is freaking boss. Plus, you know, you can just activate it, and usually whatever you get from it next turn, you're able to just, like, explode. And if anything, you could feel safe knowing that your turn's going to end right away as soon as you activate Card-Cardi, if you have, like, a Trag or Gores, or a nice pre-existing field already. So, Card-Cardi's fantastic, speeds up the deck, really good. Double Max C, self-explanatory, and Veiler, honestly, the reason why Veiler's here is because I needed a filler. I was really contemplating for a really long time, what should that one spot be? And I was just like, you know what, I'm going to throw a Veiler in here. But honestly, Veiler did way more work than ever a Maxi did for me. So I don't really know how to feel about Effect Veiler. I don't know. I feel like we broke up at one point, and now we're slowly getting back together. I don't know. It's a weird relationship. Now on to spells. Heavy Storm, double Hieratic Seal of Convocation, Dark Hole, Reborn, Triple Night Beam. I'm thinking about dropping that down to 2. Swing of Memories. Triple Swing of Memories. Some people may question that as well. I don't know, it's just really awesome. It actually offered me a lot more plays, gave me some instant XYZ sometimes. And sometimes I just went for a Swing of Memories, I brought back a normal monster, and I just beat down my opponent on that turn with the normal monster. It was pretty good. Pretty good, all things considered. Yes, it is dependent on you having a normal monster in your graveyard, but honestly, with this deck and all the tributing it does, that is no problem. Double Pot of Duality. You don't always need to special summon every turn. Like, if you already have a pre-existing field that you're already content with, you don't have to special summon. If you're going for like a Card-Cardi play, obviously you're not going to be special summoning that turn, so Pot of Duality really comes in handy as well. Triple MST and then a Book of Moon. In terms of the extra deck, double Gaia Dragon, triple Constellar something Messier 7, which has been pretty good. It kind of acted as my Gen X ally Birdman at points. So, I don't know, I love it. Really good stuff. Helped me reuse a lot of things, especially Red Eyes. Also, I'm thinking about bumping up Gaia Dragon to 3. I'm not quite sure yet. Photon Strike Bouncer, Swordbreaker, triple Hieratic Dragon King of Batum or Atom, whatever hemisphere you come from. I don't know. It's one or the other. Tiras, Constellar Pleiades, which is freaking awesome. He's like a compulsory on crack. Plus, he's like a double compulsory rolled up into one monster. 2500 attack, and even when you finish his XYZ materials and all that stuff, you can just overlay a Constellar Messier 7 onto him, and then now you have a 2700 attack monster with one XYZ material, and it just makes me so happy. Gustav Max, and then a Volcasaurus. One card is missing in the extra deck, and that's because I've been like flip-flopping it. I threw in a Chimera Tech in there once, but that didn't work out so well, actually. So, I don't know, feel free to fill in the blanks. Alright, that's it. I actually have to do some school stuff. That's why I've been rushing, and it still ended up to be an 11-minute video. Oh, God. Alright, that's it. Hieratics. Later!